I'm Mahdiar Ghaffarian. We are so glad to have you guys here. Center for Contemplative Practices is the project that we're going to talk about right now. But do you think maybe it might help to talk about contemplation first and see how we see that and how we're going to address that? So we know that we have different types of contemplations. And through all of those, we find there's something in common, which is a contrast, which is happening through different types of contemplations. Contrast between deep thinking and non-thinking that Mr. Deviti mentioned at the beginning, another contrast that all leads to a purity, that what is happening in between there is a purity which happens in a good, or even we can say the best example, the will and dervishes, where there's this connection with the physical world around the movements, but inside is total silence and sensing and seeing the contrast. So we, through the studies and theories and philosophy part of our project, we reached to some keywords that leads us through the project. People, growth, nature, and other words we can see here, where we decided to capture the people, bring them in, show them the contemplation, and then invite them to go to the rest of the building.
All right, so then looking at the site, which is located on Center Street and 7th Avenue, some of the key features that we examined in this sort of capturing of people were from the surrounding buildings, so sort of zooming in on that a little bit closer. We have these, we have the Hyatt, and then to the north is Art Central and the Bow, and then to the south we sort of have more typical Calgary spaces with Stephen Avenue and then the Calgary Tower, and then a corresponding mixed-use building, which is the St. Germain hotel, office, restaurant. So then looking at this site here, you can also see we've looked at developing this lane access here. The Palomino, we've taken into consideration in some of our future design for our SAR, and then we've also developed this empty lot beside our site.
Yeah, for arcade. So here we're going to build a building here, and what we need first is the volume there. And then we're trying to respond to the forces that apply to the building, like this flow that is happening here, people and cars and other stuff that are going on. So we step back a bit to respond to that. And then the other forces are on the corners, where we have the more center of the population and people coming in and attraction. So we shift that off, trying to shift that off. And then the other forces are on the other corners, which we are trying to have a passway through and also give it a lift off and have an open space. So we decided why don't we lift the whole building up and yeah, give it an open space behind there.
So after our lift, we created this passway through in order to connect sort of the LRT traffic with a lot of the local hotels. Like there's the Hyatt Hotel, the Marriott Hotel, the St. Germain. So there's a lot of tourist attraction. So consistently there's people sort of around the area. Then taking that idea further is that we wanted to sort of increase our area on the main floor by bringing people down into a void, and then also creating sort of a protection to that void by sort of instituting this transparency glass surrounding it.
We have created this space down there, and we need to continue this connection to the world outside. So we created a void there, and we formed it based on the connection, the circulation that we have in the building, also the angle of the sun, which for having a more penetration of the sun, we formed it in that way. And also to respond to the public space that we have here at the ground level, we added another public space on the top to also still keep this connection. And then we think of spreading the idea of public spaces all over the site. So use this, and then based on the idea that we have about nature and green public spaces, we turn them to green spaces. And then the idea of, again, spreading this space all over the site leads us to have a green connection over the site.
So then looking at the interior of the building, with all these forces that we're implementing on the building, there was a lot of internal stresses. So we thought that we'd create a sort of interior crystal structure in order to resist that. And then we bumped it out of the building as emerging from those forces as reacting to it.
Yeah, so we got this pumped out up there, and then we have another point of force here where the main entry happening. So we need a strong connection there to respond the interior and exterior, and we build a transparent connection there.
As well, in order to contain this bump up, we developed sort of an exterior skin, which is also structural in itself, that's containing both those two together. So we have an exterior crystal that's sort of breaking apart from the interior crystal.
And then we need to have some floors to fit the programming. Also, we have some different spots that we're putting our contemplation practices places there. We're going to have this gradual movement and this kind of connection between them. So we will benefit from splitting the levels and keeping this continuous movement during the building. So this is the building and this is the result that we get from. Before going to the rest of the presentation, for sure the process that we went through is not that simple. Right?
So then just before we go into the plans, let's look at some of the exterior views. So first, this is a night render from the northwest corner. As you can see, sort of like the emerging interior crystal here. This is where we have our proposed laneway development with our residential entry access here. And then again, this is sort of our view of the building within the space and how it's closely connected with the Calgary Tower, integrating with our also future residential development there as well. And then.
Yeah. So going into the plans, we can explain that program, how stuff's going on, starting from the basics.
All right, so then in the basement, when you're entering the building, you move down into sort of a combined lobby performance space where you're actually entering into the inner crystal and you can look all the way up to the top. Moving on to the grade.
Before moving up,
Right.
this is the view that you see from there. The performance space is located down there, and then you can have the view to the top. And the lights is coming in, and there's this public space happening, and people coming in and going out, going out. So this is very, very inviting people in. We want to capture everyone, but we don't let all of them to go up. So you just select if you want to go up or not.
All right, and then after those people have returned perhaps to the grade level, we also have here sort of our proposed laneway development, which we've kind of mimicked off of a Bonner. So there's pedestrian, automobile, and like foot traffic, and all of our amenity accesses here as well. And then that sort of integration of this sort of public street is combined with our passway. So people can either cut through our building and sort of have sort of a mini experiential or contemplative experience as they move through, or they can proceed up the building. So at +5, which is sort of it's a little bit larger than an actual mezzanine level, but it's a split level and again has views down into both the performance space and our access lobby space here. Here we have as well our movement spaces where the entry actually occurs.
Okay, so at the bottom level on the ground floor, you see that interior when you're looking up and you feel the whole space. So again, we're emphasizing on the quality of space and the light as one of the specific.
This is the mezzanine level.
Yeah, that's the bridge on the top which we're trying to connect spaces. So for thinking about the space quality and quality of space, we have measured different specs and that are happening in space. So specifically in this project, we're working on lighting and how we can capture the sunlight in, how we can have the passive crystals inside, and how we can have reflections through that. And we look at some precedents that we had before. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and then moving up to +10 is where we have some of the more specific programming that occurs within our building, which is our library, which is actually encased between two crystal structures, which are made out of a high MAC panel, which is attaches to our diagram system. And then within there, we also have the residential units that start there. So we have our entry occurring on the main, and then the actual units occurring on +12.
So here, again, you have this view of the library from the interior. There you can see again, this is captured between two places of that pattern that we're talking about. Going up to the +12 here, we have multi-purpose space where there's this huge space there, right? That's gatherings and these sort of things can happen. Going up to the +15, we still have the second floor of the residential here. The library continues with this split level here. And then going up to +17, we have the split level for the multi-purpose space, where we can look down and see what's going on.
So this is our split level and actual mezzanine size here, where you can look down into the multi-purpose space where we programmed it to be a flexible space, which is either hosting events or it's actually used for further research practices pertaining to contemplative.
So also after that, on the top, we have the +20, where the garden is happening, the public green space that we mentioned before. And next to that, you have the spiritual contemplation space that you can see down here, which is located there to be kind of on the top of the building related to nature, also having the connection to nature and also at the same time going off and giving this feeling of, okay, I've gone through all these and being there. Okay, to explain more, we can go through the sections. But before that, I think it's good to go just through the structural concepts a bit. And so we have the idea of having this future development, which is based on the residential separate structure that we have back there, foundation. We have here the crystal, which is a ring going around the building in 2 layers. So it is the foundation, and then on it the cores. This separated structure for the residential. We have the interior crystal structure here connected to the floors, and then the exterior crystal, which is the exterior part of the ring, and the cladding coming over it as a secondary, and the future structure on top.
Alright, so then moving into the section, sorry, it's a little bit far over here, but we have, first of all, these are our north-south cut, and this is our east-west cut. So sort of the main feature within this is to see the integration of the atrium within those spaces, and then how we've shifted these plans in order to still maintain a view, but a lot of the views then are staggered within the actual atrium spaces here. And then you can see here how this performance piece is connected with all the upper sort of viewing.
Yeah, just so fast we can go through 4 quarters that we had from the building to see how this interior crystal, exterior, and the spaces are connected. So here we see the garden on the top, and the library, and the basement and ground floor there. The other quarter, and here we have the kind of different part of the building where residential is happening. And then again, another view of the 4th quarter there. So after that, we're explaining more. We'll try to be from outside and going in and in. So here we can go furthermore for more results details. We have done on 1 to 50 sections here.
So then some of the important parts of these details were how we were actually going to connect the exterior skin with the interior skin, whether or not they would be structural. So we were sort of looking at them as being 2 shells that are working together as like a ring system. We actually ended up using here, which you can see some of the floor types, like a large fan system in order to minimize our interior columns.
Okay, so to fill that up, after that layer, we have this whole structure behind it. Also, the floors are supported after that, and then the interior crystal, how these 4 layers are working together. And some zoom-ins where the floor is meeting the curtain wall, also the floor again holding the cladding, how the glass are attached, and then how these 2 different materials are meeting on the top. Okay. So we can go further to the details that we worked on. The part of the project that was kind of critical for us was this panel that we worked on a lot, and my friend is kind of expert in it right now, and she's going to explain for you.
So we looked at, I guess what was important about it was that the exterior structure was able to have large fans because we wanted to maintain the shape of our exterior facets. So we looked at a lot of precedents for this, and in order to do that, it was necessary for us to have a structural honeycomb. So then we developed our own skin system to kind of enclose the interior crystal with the exterior crystal.